It's week 3 of Gobruary. I think that the things that have happened are almost hard to put into words. It's been a month full of ups and downs. Theo, you and I have been going through a lot together. It's been really so much pain and so much joy at once. It's almost terrifying how close we're bonded now through Gobruary.
Yeah, exactly. You hear about what happened yesterday? That happened in Bulgaria.
What happened? I might have missed it.
I don't know. I don't know if we should talk about it.
Just trying to guess what might happen. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows what'll happen in Gobruary? It's safe to say probably some bad things will happen, but maybe some good things will happen too, like talking about gob songs.
Yeah.
This week we're talking about a song that for me personally, I think it's because when I used to see you play shows growing up in BC, when I used to watch the videos, I remember there being a part of the song that goes, like there's kind of like the little Sex Pistols style thing, and you do the Theo face perfectly in this song every time. The song "What to Do" makes me think of the Theo facial expression.
Oh yeah.
You're playing with your ass here on the.
I'm trying to leave an ass behind me. I was trying to put it in the right spot, but anyway, it looks like there's a naked man on my couch. Well, from the torso to the lower thigh only, exactly. Which is kind of weird.
But yeah, the song "What to Do," Theo. To me, that's the Theo face song. That's the song where you do your facial expression the most.
Yeah, I've been kicking ass, making faces since 1994. The faces always just came from just me playing, and I just always made them. I don't know, it was something that just was natural because I just did it. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then it just became one of those things. Someone says, "Oh, I love the faces you make," and then I would I was making faces. And then I see a video of me, and I'm like, I guess I'm making faces. So, and then I obviously exaggerated them more over the years, but yeah, I mean, "What to Do." Yeah, that was that song. Yeah, I wrote that one, and it was one of those songs where it's like it was on "How Far Shall It Take You," which that record was a lot really fast, kind of heavy, almost like metal punk, and it had some hardcore in it. But there was definitely a few songs that had some sort of pop punk sensibility, I guess, to it. I guess in the sense, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. But yeah, and it was cool, because that was when we put that record out on network, and it came out it was actually recorded in '98, and another thing is that, as you know, that we in '98 for mastering that record, we went to LA, and then I ran into Eddie Van Halen with me and Tom and my brother.
Right. Yes, of course.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. After we spent 17 days recording, recording, tracking, recording, mixing, and all that. And then it took 17 days to make that record in the studio. It was all done on analog, right? There's no Pro Tools. It was all Gabe would do 1 or 2 takes on the drums, and it was just done but we rehearsed probably with the old drummer before Pat Wolfman left the band. He kind of bowed out, and at that point we were probably rehearsing for that record for about a month or 2, I think, with him. And then Gabe was playing with Brand New Unit and a bunch of bands, but he had come out for a few shows to fill in because our drummer his wife was having a baby. That was Wolfman. So he was filling in, but he was a really good drummer, and he could sing as well. And so we just said, "Hey, do you want to play drums on this record or whatever?" He did, thank God. We jammed for him for 3 weeks, and then we went in the studio and just he fucking nailed the shit, just laid it down no problem. And I remember there's 2 versions of "What to Do." There was the original version, which was okay. And then when networks said we're going to re-release this after 98, because they ended up owning the record in 99, they wanted to re-release the record in Canada and everything, or worldwide, and then put a single out, which they picked what to do. They wanted to release that to promote it. And yeah, so I went back to the studio and kind of re-sang the song. So it was like better in tune. And actually it had a different verse. I had the second verse, so it actually didn't just completely repeat the whole song.
Oh, okay.
So it was changed a bit just to make it more of a song, because it wasn't like I write the songs and we just kind of just, it's just like when we do, videos, when we do the earlier videos, we just did them just to have fun. And what to do is just like, well, at this point we've already had, 3 or 4 videos at the time, and this was going to be the 4th or 5th one, I believe. So I think the 5th. Because it was Soda, You're Too Cool, B flat, Beauville, and then we did What to Do, and then that's when Jason Priestley actually reined in and said he wanted to help direct. He liked the band or us, and wanted to work with us and direct a video for free, right? So which is like pretty rad.
That's so awesome.
From the 90210. And then the thing that was really cool is like he brought in a picture of him from high school when he was 18, and he has his Exploited t-shirt and he has a full-on mohawk, and that was like his picture is in North Delta Secondary, whatever it was, the school that he went to.
That is so cool.
And it was just like, holy shit, he didn't even expect that. It was fucking rad. It was pretty cool. So he's always like punk rock and stuff, which I didn't even know until, when he showed us that, we talked to us about it. So
that video is so good. It's so I feel like it's like higher scale, but it still continues the spirit of just you guys are goofing around with your friends. Like it was just so fun to watch it.
Well, it was definitely had that like Jerry Springer type of vibe at the time, all those talk shows. It was done. This was all before HD and all that shit was coming out. Like it was. So we don't even have an HD version of that video. It's just
right.
It was definitely fun to do that video. The song, and the song's just the way it is. I mean, it was just, being in a relationship and this with a girl that just didn't know what to do with her anymore because it was just too hard to put out, just like something that anyone could probably relate to, just, and then it was just one of those songs and it had some catchy melody hooks and stuff. And didn't think it would be a single or whatever. You don't really know that.
So you're like, you don't sit down and think, well, we've written a bunch of fast songs. It's time to write a hit or something.
No, not even how far. We just wrote a bunch of songs and said we usually write more songs than we have. And we kind of go, these are the ones we play. Oh, this ones we like. And like songs will get added like almost last minute too. Like I remember the song, I wrote that song on How Far, Nothing New. It was like 2 days, I think, before we went into the studio. I had the song and I had the lyrics and I had the music, all that. And then we kind of jammed it. And we're like, whatever. We tried it out and it worked. Got Tom to sing it. I didn't feel as comfortable singing that song. But and that's how it worked. It's like, it's just the same thing with Painted Black. I mean, the guy who wanted us to do Painted Black, he really liked What to Do. And for the Stir of Echoes movie with the Kevin Bacon, he wanted, a gob version of Painted Black, but he liked What to Do. So Tom was like, well, let's get you to sing. I sang it and all that. I'm like, it just the register of the song, because we play in an E flat tuning. I don't know. It's so one of those songs that's in between my range. Not that I have a very, very good range. Anyway, I have vocal range, but I did it. Like, I'd be like, hey, Tom, let's get up on here and let's see what it sounds like with you singing. And that's just the way I was. Like, oh my God, it suits your voice. Sounds good. And the song sounds better. So I'm like, you're singing this. It's like, and that's how it was for Gob. It's always putting, even if I'm writing the songs or Tom or whatever stuff, I'm always kind of like, I want to do what's best for the song or whatever, or like we want to make it sound as best it can. So That's cool to have, I guess, 2 different songwriters and 2 different singers have been utilize their strengths, I guess, and stuff. But we don't know whether we utilize them until we're, doing the song sometimes, right? But sometimes when you're writing your own song, you write it in in a key or something that you're used to singing or.
Yeah. Well, that's something I want to ask you about, especially on What to Do, but actually on so many songs on How Far Shall It Takes You. There's like, it's a lot more musical. If you really pay attention, it's a lot more musical than other bands kind of that era or of that style. And I've seen you guys play live, and you're both like pretty sick at shredding a guitar. Like, are you and Tom both actually like trained guitarists? Have you like do you know like theory and stuff secretly?
Well, so well, it's a secret. If I let it out of the bag. I mean, I don't know if you remember weeks back. I mean, I charmed you with my harmonica skills.
Exactly.
It's just things you just don't know about me, and the secrets are slowly seeping out of me. Yeah, well, I mean, let's say, for instance, like Tom, I never took lessons. I mean, the only thing I ever took was like a guitar class that had an acoustic thing where you learned to strum chords. And I remember the first song I learned was Bad Moon Rising from CCR. And just getting over those three chords, like just even to get that rhythm in the same time change, and that was the biggest thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I was so amazed. And then it just made me keep playing the guitar for hours and hours. And I mean, I slowly got better. Yeah. But it wasn't like I never got this. I mean, I learned myself, and I learned like scales or stuff. Not that I would come always useful, but I kind of understood where, I learned what notes and were on the guitar and all that. And, Tom, on the other hand, I know that he got lessons, and then he became even better than the teacher teaching him. So he was maxed out, but he learned, I think he took theory in school and stuff. So it kind of came more natural to him, what I known. Cause I remember cause we were playing in a band before we got the Gob band together. I remember cause his brother was like, hey, you guys are looking for another guitar player. And, you should try my brother out because he's really good. And then remember jamming with him, and I'm just like, holy fuck, this guy kicks fucking asses. He's, and he was really good, and he just had that natural ability. He was super shredder. I mean, I could do different shredding things than he could kind of do, but I mean, he's all around. Like we can complement each other, I guess. But
well, it's more even
it's just that we don't try all the time. We're not like trying to show off or play guitar.
But there's a clef.
On the record, you'll hear stuff on the records we'll do. Like, there'll be things that you'll hear that are done that you're like, like you'll be like, holy shit. Like, it sounds like a good guitar player.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also
like, who the fuck is that playing? It was us. It was us playing.
There's more. It's not just the shredding, but it's like there's a cleverness. Like even the outro of What to Do, it just the way that the singing and the harmonies are kind of layered. You just feel like you could listen to that outro forever in a way.
Yeah, that's just something, and so those harmonies and that like attribute to even Tom, like, he'll be like, when we did the, had ideas of doing the anymore and the na 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 na, like those were just like, I mean, influenced by just listening to punk rock, like you say Ramones or like Screeching Weasel, or just like bands that just had these, like even older Green Day and stuff, just having bands that had these melodies, like that's what made me like music. Obviously melodies and having something you can sing along was always cool. So I mean, that was always like one of those things that I like having in a song is and same with Tom, it's like there's something, a melody and something that, I mean, it just the way it worked. And like, I don't know, it's weird because that song, when I wrote it, I was like, I think I need another part for this song, other than the breakdown part. And then it came back into that because it seems like it's just kind of like, it was short. It's like a short song, but, it worked for the way it was. It was one of those things where, like I said, you don't know that it's going to be a single or a song.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when I heard I Hear You Calling, I knew that when I was like, holy fuck, this song. I thought it was like a really good song. But there's other songs where you think are just as good or on the album that are like great album titles. You're like, you think, why can't this be a single? But it all depends on, the marketing and just the stuff behind it and just, and the label and the management at the time, and it's just everyone kind of jumping on board of this song's this song, and like we write the songs. We're like, here's the songs, and they say these are the ones we think are the strongest. We're like, okay, cool. Like, it's not like get back in the studio, like we don't hear a hit or whatever. It wasn't
right.
I mean, it's weird. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, sometimes I guess as we were progressing forward to like further on other records, we were like obviously knowing it's like, we had that success or whatever that with that record or that World According to Gob. Wait a minute. Oh, sorry, I just had to move this thing. This is hitting my fucking foot. I don't know. It just got in my way.
Oh, ooh la la.
Oh, wait, is that a gold record?
Nice.
What's that gold record? Josiah should... What? Shut the fuck up, you think? What? Oh, okay. Kidding. Did I even pronounce your name right?
No, it's Josiah.
Josiah. Sorry.
But that was the gold record talking, not
Josiah,
you. So.
And your friend is Sam, right?
Yeah, exactly. 155. Welcome to 155, a podcast about... I lost my breath there a second. I just... my throat was a little bit dry. Let me try that again. And we'll edit all this out. And that's becoming even more of a meta thing that podcasters are always saying that and then they don't.
I did get permission to leave in the thing from last week, by the way, which I don't know if you even will remember this. But I checked.
Welcome to 155, a podcast about punk songs. I'm Josiah Hughes. And we say last names?
I don't know. You left it hanging for so long that I was like, I think we say our last names. I'm Sam Sutherland, and this week we're talking about what to do. The Gob song.
That's right, because it's Gobruary.
As part of our way of recognizing Gobruary.
Well, do you say the R in February?
I just like saying it at least once so people who are maybe new will recognize just how clever the joke is.
If you are new, just feel free to stand up right now, and we'll make a note of you in the congregation and come say hi to you after. But otherwise, Gobruary has been I don't know if it's been a success or not, but I think it's been a very fulfilling and beautiful time for me personally.
How do you measure a month, you know?
Oh, that's true. That's true. Gobruary is going to be something we all look back on for many moons to come. But, I mean, the covers have been incredible. There's been a lot of great feedback. There's something I want...
many moons to come that's really getting to me, you know? Like, not many years to come or many moons ago, but many moons to come.
Do you think that there might not be moons in the future?
I just think it's glass half full to think that there's going to be many moons in the future.
I don't actually even know what it means. When you talk about many moons ago, is that to do with like the moon cycle of there being a full moon and stuff? Because like, when I think of it as just being the nighttime each time, but I think it means something to do with the moon cycle, which then makes me think, do some people think that every time there's a full moon and then it gets small and then it becomes full again, that's when they say new moon, that they actually think that there's a new moon just dropped?
I think that's it. No, I've heard, because I've worked with people who care about these things, and I think that there's sometimes the moon is new, but I don't know what that means. But I think when you say when I think of moons, I think it's related to menstruation. I think that's it.
Wait, many moons means menstruation?
Yeah, it's like, you know.
No, that would be if I said Menzies moons. Menzies moons to come. All I was trying to say was, we don't know what we're going to do after Gobruary. The future is not promised. The moons are not promised, which is what Sam is trying to say. And one thing we decided is that we keep the main issue with this new version of the pod is probably that it's a little bit more popular than we thought it would be, and there's so many fucking covers.
Right, I was going to say it rocks too much, but that is actually sort of the problem.
But that's not really what we're talking. I think this way of solving it is going to make the problem even worse in a sense. But the other problem is that because we're picking songs by anyone we want, we're picking things that we love all the time. And I want to talk about something that I fucking hate and I'm disgusted by. And I think Sam secretly does too. And so we decided that going forward, we're going to start having a wild card week. So the first week after Gobruary ends, the first week of March, as it is formerly, the month formerly known as February, when that ends, it turns into March. That's going to be a wild card week. So this is your last chance now. If you want to vote on it, you can sign up at patreon.com/155pod, and then you can vote on what song we'll do for the week after. And so, there's potential for some fucking... Some fucking struggle indie artist could get their shit going if they get enough. We just turn it into like a pay-to-play scam immediately.
Oh my God, that's good. I haven't even thought about the promotional opportunities offered by this amazing platform.
Yeah, but we're going to do this once a month, right? The pay-to-play scam?
Yeah, I think first week of the month is we push our work off to the good people who pay us.
We pay our rent, and we have to talk about.
And then we just fuck right off.
I'm just like, I've seen some of the suggestions, and some of them are like things that we probably would have done anyways. But someone's Althea later from the cover section is compiling them into a big doc, and then people are going to vote on the top ones. And I don't know. People love like polls and voting and all that kind of shit. I hate that stuff, so I'm glad I don't have to be involved. But I just really hope that they don't pick something like that we would have wanted to talk about anyways. I want to talk about like something that is the worst thing I've ever conceived.
I think that's the challenge. That's what I like. It's like we're not presenting 10 songs. This is a full, grassroots, figure out how to run the election yourself kind of thing. But I think that's the challenge is like, what are we not going to get to on our own anyway? I look forward to talking about something that we like hate or don't have like neither of us has any knowledge of, and we're terrified of embarrassing ourselves. Like we're going to expose ourselves as posers. God
forbid.
That is one nightmare I could imagine in my life.
If there's any poser juice left in my body waiting to be wrung out, I would love to. It
hasn't been milked yet. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's it. And the other big Patreon thing is that Sammy's movie night is what I'm calling it. I don't know if you come up with a clever name for it.
You've got to come up with a much better name for it than Sammy's movie night. We'll throw that out. Throw that out to the Discord also. Let's please give this a better.
But
name.
Sam's gonna watch movies with people on Discord, so you could for $5 a month you could just finally get some quality time in with the This Exists guy.
It was fun though. Like last Friday, we just watched CBGB. We just talked about it on the Patreon only portion of the pod as well. But it was like an insanely good hang. It was a very good hang. So
wait, what was that?
Well, I'm trying to get rid of like crazy, insane.
Right.
I'm conscious of that being something that I say too much. So I'm working on it. I'm trying to be better here.
I'm sorry for calling you on it. It was just in the middle of the phrase "insanely good hang." I was like, "Which is he apologizing for saying the word hang for that abbrev?"
What here should I be embarrassed by? What I'm embarrassed by and what I'm apologizing for are maybe two different things.
What if you call things sick? Is that bad?
I think sick is fine, right? Because that's
so you think it's
like,
good to be sick?
I think it's good to be sick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If losing sick will be sort of like
that's when you're going to become red pilled.
It'll be as hard as losing guys has been in terms of it sort of still being a daily struggle for me to just address everyone as pals all the time.
So anyway, Sammy's movie night is happening, and then I think
evolving language movie night.
We're also going to have maybe a movie night. We're going to do something on Twitch to close out Now you're making me want to say Gobruary Gobruary. We're going to close it out.
You don't have to spell. I'm the one who spells out the joke, and you get to be clever. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I should start being clever soon then. So that's all the housekeeping.
Anytime.
That's the housekeeping. Sammy, take us on a journey, baby.
So this week we are talking about, I guess, the song that the label really knew was going to be Gob's breakout hit. What to do about this song. So first of all, this was the only song on How Far Shall It Take You, mixed by your friend and mine, Tom Lord Ailge.
Oh, that little hobbity man.
Yeah, we discussed it at great length in a previous life, but it's sort of going through, and I was like, oh, of course, one song on the album that the label sort of farms out to be like, all right, this is the hit, and you know what? that gamble paid off.
So
what a hit.
Being that you are a major label shill, tell me about what, like, does the mix actually matter that much, or is it more of a name recognition thing?
The mix is everything, man. The interesting thing about this is, like, this is not also like a major label release, right? Like, this is network, right?
Well, I mean, that's something else to consider. There's so many things that maybe even non-Canadians wouldn't understand. I always perceived Network as being a major label, maybe just because it's called Network and it's and it's spelled major label-ishly. Like, it seemed bigger than an indie label to me.
Yeah, I think because they had, like, the one big artist, right? So they had all the Sarah McLachlan money and used that to put out, like, KMFDM albums or whatever. Mm-hmm. But no, they I guess were and are, although at this point they've got to just be, like, part of a major label.
Well, Fun was on the label at one point or another.
There you go. So check in with the Fun boys. This one's weird because in particular in Canada, they were the face of, like, the biggest Canadian artist. So to somehow assume that other artists that are on that label are not also part of the same apparatus feels weird, but this is technically an independent record label.
Huh.
And it's not like an independent label that's, like, owned, or even, I think, like maybe they're distributed by, but there's a lot of these, like, Canadian independent record labels that are, like, they're basically Universal Music, right? I don't think Network is that case. So this is an indie record.
I'm looking at Network. It seems one of those things that's so confusing because there's, like, Network Music. There's Network Music Group, but then there's also, I think, or is it all called Network Music Group? I don't know. There's so many different wiki pages for different
a lot of articles
artists
here.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a publishing roster. Like Gob is not even mentioned on the main Network page, but then if you click, I guess it's because they're a past network. So Network still exists. And I also realize I'm partially thinking of Madonna's label that had a huge Vancouver presence in the 2000s for some reason.
Ooh, Maverick.
Yeah.
Had a huge Vancouver presence?
Well, they signed this, we've talked about this before, but they signed this band called Stutterfly that was like a Christian metalcore band.
Right. Yeah, okay.
I can't remember what else, but okay, so yeah, the Format and Fun were on Network along with Gob. The Cardigans. Yeah, I guess to me this just seems like still the level of, like, DGC or something.
Yeah, totally. But for whatever reason, I guess kind of not, like, very indie DGC. But, this song to me, when we started talking about Gobruary, this was the one that, we had agreed kind of there were obvious bookends for this, but that you and I were going to sort of pick our favorite songs. And last week we did B-flat. What to Do is my choice. I want to know from you. I mean, I guess there's almost no chance that you're not like, this song is sick, but just on the off chance that that's not what you say, just how do you feel about the song What to Do?
I think that if you had not picked this one, I probably would have picked it. I think it's incredible. And listening to it again right now, this is actually one of the ones where I feel like I'm going to want to blab forever and not even feel like I'm expressing myself properly. But I just, this one is just like, I think this really demonstrates what's uncanny about Gob and what's different from all the other artists. Like, the way that everything in this song is so simple that you could play it in your bedroom if you wanted, but layered in a way that's so nuanced and clever. And, like, the musicality of it seems to be just on another level as well, with so many harmonies and layered parts. And then just, like, Theo's clean voice is so kind of timid or something that it's like shows his sensitive side in a way. And then for some reason, just it always stands out to me that he sings, "Got a wound inside, but I know I'm fine. I sit around out here and think." Like, that is just, like, so evocative. Talking about having this wound, like, just using the word wound in this pop punk song, that still kind of, like, sounds, what does this even sound like? If not Gob, what do you compare this to even?
Watching live videos of Theo playing this, who has this, like, very deliberate public persona. People have experienced it, if they're not familiar, through this podcast, through your saga with him. Like, that guy, and when he sings it live, he sings it, like, more, like, full Theo voice, but, like, looking at him go, "Got a wound inside," it's like, who is this, like, surfer, skater, poet man. Like, it's so weird.
It is.
And incongruous and like perfect because there's no attempt. And we talked about this obviously in previous gob-centric episodes. Like, there's no attempt to make it seem smart. And then the minute you start paying attention, you're like, who the fuck says that? Like, yeah, that verse to me is like, yes, show me another like late 90s pop punk band who would write a verse, got a wound inside, but I know I'm fine. Sit around here and think. Like,
yeah, it's like, okay, Socrates.
Yeah, like full on Socrates. It's incredible.
But then, okay, another thing about, I guess, trying to pinpoint the musicality is I feel like most pop punk bands don't really do the Sex Pistols, the one fret down from the root note guitar thing, but after he says sit around here and think, the guitar goes like, I feel like that's like more classically punk sounding. And again, I just have no clue. Does this sound like Green Day maybe? Or like, it doesn't sound like Blink-182, but it also, there is something about the way they're playing guitar, and especially the breakdown is like pretty Dude Ranch, actually. I don't know.
Well, I think like melodically, this song and this band occupies like almost more of a sort of just like pop space. Like I think of some of the like more lazy references that I make a lot of time where I'm like, it sounds like Empire Records, but that's sort of it, right? Like, couldn't this be just like the perfect kind of like 90s like teen movie anthem? But then it's played using all of the musical cliches of pop punk, right?
Yeah.
Like the verse is just like, it's pure paint by numbers. Structurally, it is paint by numbers pop punk, right? It's like little riff and then like the and then the guitar, like there's very little excess creativity going into the sort of like functional elements of the song, and then instead you have all of this other shit happening. You mentioned the harmonies. I mean, the way that the vocal layers happen in this song is like astonishingly fucking good. And then these lyrics that are just like so simple, less is more, which is never the mantra with a pop punk band. I mean, they've taken all of that like undergirding of what you would expect those sounds to sort of point towards, and then just done something else completely.
Yeah, although I would argue that I agree with you that, again, it feels like musically it's most like, I think what you're saying is it's more the way that they're playing it and kind of the bells and whistles and the fills that make it so clever and creative. But they're even structurally, there's something about like the chorus. The chorus is the part that goes, do you even know what's going on? Because I sure don't have a clue with you anymore. And then to go back to that with the outro and just sing with you anymore. First of all, taking that fragment of the thought is like such a confusing thing to repeat that makes you just want to listen to it over and over again. Cause you're like, why are you singing the words with you anymore repetitively? It's like this bizarre riddle that sticks in your head. But then also like the way that the outro basically feels like the most important part of the song, and it's like a chord progression that you never hear in another pop punk song at that part. It's like they took like a Screeching Weasel song and then just like applied this crazy math to it, you know, to make it like,
yes, yeah.
I don't know.
When I'm saying structure, I don't mean like A, B kind of structure. I more mean just like verses sound like this. Like you play the verse like this. You play the chorus like
totally.
This. And then you have this like, Screeching Weasel, Hey Jude ass outro, which is like so big and anthemic and doesn't go on too long. You know, right now, before you and I started talking on Discord, I was in a sort of chat back and forth about Spanish love songs and Menzingers and the Hotelier with some folks. And, you know, if a pop punk band did the end of the song now, like I'm thinking specifically of those kinds of bands that do this like anthemic, unexpected twists on pop punk. Like if the Wonder Years wrote this song, like the like With You Anymore part would go on for 7 minutes, you know, and it would be like grandiose. And instead, like they are in and out on this, but like with such a like anthemic idea that is sort of only hinted at, because then it's just a fucking fade out.
Yeah, it's just they're so clever. And that's really the secret to Gob. But the na part that you keep talking about, what I've always loved about that I forgot about until I listen again right now, is I love that it's basically sections of two nas that run over each other. So it'll be like na na, and then another cut na na
na na na na,
and
right?
they layer on top of each other though. So like it continues through, and it has this like really wild effect. I wonder if that was Tom Lord's magic.
It could be the Lord they were hearing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This song is just there's just something uncanny about this song and like most Gob songs. And then there's like mediocre Gob songs that are still just really sick pop punk songs. But when Gob hits, it's like there's really something there that it's just uncanny. It's worthy of obsession, I think.
Totally. And I think the Screeching Weasel is probably actually a really good comparison. But the difference is like Ben Weasel's whole style of writing is to like jam too many ideas into something and also to be really literal. And like that's the appeal of a lot of those Screeching Weasel songs is they're like so specific and it's kind of funny if you're into that sort of thing. Whereas to do that kind of punk and then just be really like fucking vague. One of the lyrics that's always stood out to me, like you talking about the "with you anymore" as the sort of repeated fragment being weird, is like the way that they get to it is that like, do you even know what's going on? Because I can't stand to hang out or even be with you anymore. And I love the way that like it's always felt to me like a very hokey attempt to get the right number of syllables in there. Yeah. But I also love it because it's not the same. The first time they do it, it's like, do you even know what's going on? Because I sure don't have a clue with you anymore.
Right.
Like, you actually don't get in the final repetition that part, right? You just get because I can't even stand to hang out or even be. Like, it's
true.
To hang out or even be. Like, I don't want to hang out or be. It's very odd.
There's something about
Only Theo and his beautiful brain.
Yeah, this song is like so simultaneously smart and dumb at the same time, and that must be why we love it so much. Because it's us.
God.
That's us also.
So here's a really beautiful sort of looking smart and dumb and cool and stupid. This is Gob playing What to Do at Snow Job, which I think we hinted at in the first episode as like talking about Snow Job as this like Canadian institution.
Right.
But this is from 2002. Snow Job been going since like the early mid 90s.
I actually don't even know. Is it in Whistler?
No, this is in Newfoundland.
Whoa.
Apparently they mostly did it in Whistler. Oh. And then this year, like, because I watched the whole thing, and then at the end, Theo's like, Newfoundland, you really know how to party. It's like, what the fuck? But they are looking so cool. What is this, Alien 8 or whatever? Is that what that brand is?
No, it's Skull Skates from Vancouver.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like, the coolest long sleeve.
It's such a good riff.
It's great, and like, Tom's really having some fun with it there. Look at that.
It looks so cool.
It's like pure Theo face. Like anytime he's not singing, he's pulling the most extreme Theo face. And then the B-roll, like it'll be like guitar shot, guitar shot, guitar shot. Someone doing a jump on a snowboard. Because there's just people coming down of this like mountain in Newfoundland behind them. This part. Right?
Oh. I mean, I feel like this is a Blink riff as well. Not that they stole it, but this is like such a perfectly stock pop punk riff. But then,
yeah,
it's smushed into this clever, like Beatles-esque arrangement.
It's so insane. So this, of course, like just led me down a hole of watching Snow Job videos, which we don't have to get into. But for people who aren't from Canada, I think it's sort of amazing that we had our answer to like MTV Spring Break, which was like such a, massive pop cultural phenomena that someone was like, okay, well, what if we just did the same thing, but in Whistler? And like a lot of it was legitimately sick. Like they'd have huge Canadian bands and they'd have, bands like Collective Soul and Eve 6. And they're just playing on a mountain and it was people partying and stuff. It looks like, here it is though from like an earlier year where it's like, this is like 97. It's like Big Sugar playing.
Yeah, I definitely can guarantee. Okay, I actually like Big Sugar now that I've seen this guy's Oakleys. There's no way that anyone from America knows who Big Sugar is.
But that's what's great is like they got the bigger American bands later on, but for like the first couple of years, and this is what I didn't realize, is like it was like pretty small. And so here it looks great. They're playing in the snow. There's a mountain in the backdrop. But then I like got to this, which I just like desperately needed to share, which is like, I think this is from like 95. And this is Rusty playing, who are like a sick, but like extremely kind of like only in Canada type band. And they are just like stuck playing in front of 20 people sitting at picnic tables or something. Like it's the sort of saddest looking.
Oh, this is in Banff too.
Yeah, like look, there's just like 20 people sitting at picnic tables while Rusty plays. But there was this.
Is Rusty Canadian? I thought they were just like a failed American band that was only on Much Music. Oh, okay, I didn't even know.
Yeah. Like sort of a definitive 90s Queen West band, you know? But like this was our answer to the, again, just like outrageous phenomena that was MTV
Spring Break.
Did you ever go? Did you ever tell, like, we talked about this, did you, when you like lived near here, did you go to any snow jobs?
No, I didn't.
You should have.
I never even went to Whistler at all when I lived in Abbotsford. Because I don't know. I thought I was too cool for snowboarding, or I pretended to be too cool for it because I couldn't afford any of the gear, so I just pretended to not be into it. But that's amazing! Oh my god, yeah, it's great to just see people cold there. Oh my god,
right? Yeah, cold and outside. But there's like a Globe and Mail article about how like this was like Much Music's thing, is that they were like, we're gonna make like a crazy party to rival what happens in Daytona that MTV gets, and we're gonna do it in Banff or Whistler or whatever. And you know, they never quite got there, but it was pretty cool. I did just want to play 2 seconds of this, only because we're not going to get to talk about the song, and this might have been the other one I would have picked. But this is Ming Tran, also from Snow Job.
I think one of these Snow Job videos, the bass falls off or something goes wrong. I remember.
Yeah, I want to see some sort of like.
And then Theo does something really funny. Maybe it's a different. God. Oh.
He's such a twerp. Oh, it's a good tune. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the music video.
Well, hold on. Before we get to that, we already gave this away at the time, but I think we should watch them play What to Do on Jonavision when I was there.
With you in the audience.
We can hear a little bit of I Hear You Calling. I still can't find myself.
That I think looks like you.
I also think that maybe I wasn't at this one and I thought I was, but I missed it. Because there was 2 episodes, but I'm still pretty sure I'm here. I definitely also saw Limb Lifter play.
Yeah, maybe you're like...
Maybe I'm just
conflating memories, you know?
Maybe. I found a different video of it that I was in once before, but I can't find it again.
The man is incapable of not making a dumb face. I really respect it.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Just them playing on the tiny little stage while everybody, like you and your nice friends, just sit there watching from afar.
He like the way he does those faces and has like that spiked hair. Everything about him, like everyone hints at it, but Theo is truly the most class clown energy of any punk band ever. Like he looks like he's blowing spitballs at the back of a girl's head, not even to get her attention, just because he's bored.
It's so funny when you have like a face like that. There's only so many like avenues for you to pursue, I think. Like Theo could have, I mean, maybe he did try to do other things with his life, but at some point you were always going to be the class clown guy in a pop punk band, you know?
Beautiful holiday and hotel and suites.
Ooh, a little spawn con here.
Oh, I love that. I love the Jonavision website is like tv.cbc.ca/
Yeah, a lot of backslashes.
But yeah, I'm sorry. The music video is like another thing that's just... I don't understand why Gob didn't become more famous, because they were firing on all pistons at all times.
I'm so glad you used Pistons. Yeah, I mean, so the video is basically like a Jerry Springer knockoff, but instead of Jerry, it's Terry. Of course, Terry David Mulligan, Much Music OG, and like the guy that always gets cast as the newscaster when they film a movie in Toronto. Like you know that something was shot here where you're like, oh, is that Terry David Mulligan in Disturbing Behavior? And so he hosts it, and it's like kind of a perfect 90s pop punk parody of those shows. They're reunited with former members of the band. Tom gets reunited with his cellmate from prison.
The upload is like so blurry that I couldn't even make out the titles really. But someone's pregnant with a goldfish or something. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Theo meets his son, and it's a goldfish or something.
So good. And I remember also I remember there being behind the scenes on TV, but I don't know if it's still around. But of course, what's most amazing. Do you remember that too, though? That was always on Much Music, the behind the scenes, because the director of the video is, of course, Jason Priestley from 90210, which is also so sick.
Behind the scenes.
I don't think it's on here anymore, but we need.
Oh my God! No, it's here. It's here.
Oh, good. I was gonna say someone should just give all of the Chum tapes to us because we're the only ones who ever try to find this shit.
We're the audience for the Chum tapes. I don't think I've seen this, and I didn't find this in my search. Oh, this was on Fax.
Sold his soul for rock and roll.
So I just want to point something out because it's more clear in here. The guy in the white T-shirt and the black hoodie to the right there, who's like always doing the most excited reactions in the video. He was so energetic. He was kind of the go-to guy. That's Ryan Walter Wagner from the WPP, like one of the first punk bands that really kind of, I think, literally changed my life in terms of blowing my mind so much. And he's a good friend of mine. So I also love that Ryan Walter Wagner's in this video. It's just like such a perfect glimpse of Vancouver.
Rock and roll.
This is the Mulligan Show, which is a fictitious, late night talk show, a la Jerry Springer.
Action.
He talks. Jason Priestley is so Jason Priestley-ish at all times.
Did Jason Priestley direct a lot of music videos?
I don't think so. I think Theo mentioned it off the top of the episode, but
Terry Mulligan, can you please tell me what's going on here?
Jason was like a punk fan of some kind.
Yeah, like 12 hours ago saying, hey, could you come and just play a Jerry Springer type? Yeah. I had no idea it was the Mulligan Show. I had no idea they were doing T-shirts, but I like Jason a lot. I love him.
Oh, wow. Okay, so they made fake shirts for everyone that had the Mulligan Show logo on it. And on the back it said, I saw Gob on the Terry Mulligan Show in the most...
That's so sick.
Grade 6 punk font, like the dripping kind of goosebumpsy font.
Well, my other friend, Ryan, from Mint and Hockey.Records, keeps bringing out all these holy grail Gob merch things. We need some Gob merch.
Talked to us about some ideas about a talk show and stuff like that, and it just came all together from there, and then we started just piece ideas, just fed off.
I love that the drummer also is wearing a brand new unit tank top in this shout out. I think he was in brand new unit before Gob. It's so sick.
Jason Priestley being part of this song is so funny.
It's really going to be awesome. I'm excited.
Okay, now we're into social distortion news. So.
But what's Fax Much? Was this because they showed facts?
Yeah, it was. Remember, it was Fax, so FAX, and then Rapid Fax, and this was their news show, right?
So it wasn't you don't fax in. You don't fax them.
No, you wouldn't. The request show was called RSVP. Remember?
I don't remember. I don't remember Much Music with that much detail, to be honest. But
yeah. No, Fax was where it was all shot by it was all the hosts were all the camera people, and they'd film themselves just in the windows of their cars and shit. It was so sick. Fax was the lowest quality, most grip and rip much shit.
That's so tight.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you're listening now, so this is almost pointless to even acknowledge, but I do know Jason Priestley name dropped some punk band that he was into, and Theo was all impressed, and then they kind of hit it off. So I don't know. Sick. I don't know. Maybe it was someone from Network the indie label being like, let's get Jason Priestley to direct this. It's hard to even imagine in 1999 was Jason Priestley enough of a name that like made the video more. It's like
I bet, and they were like, if we get Jason Priestley, will you put like a behind the scenes on Facts?
Like they wouldn't have played this in America, would they have on MTV?
No, there's no fucking way.
It's way too cool.
It's it's impossibly cool, and therefore only in a small media market could it happen.
And it is
also. I want to mention this too. Terry David Mulligan, for people who don't have the context of it, because I'm just thinking about this. He started Much West as like the sort of West Coast correspondence, and Much West is basically the thing that springboarded Nardwuar into like Canadian consciousness. And then sort of eventually leads to the worldwide sort of Nardwuarification of all media. But like Much West was the first program to put Nardwuar on national television.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a limitless well of Much music nostalgia that is warranted as well. And just, I mean, we could go on forever. It's almost scary to think about like the mountain to climb once we get those drum tapes, what we're going to have to go through. And the whole Mike Bullard.
They keep that shit so locked up. Have we talked about this enough on the pod? Like there's nothing you can do to get access to those things.
What's the point? Like just release the
I don't
chump.
know. You can't even license them.
Tapes.
Release the chump tapes, man. It was like I stole when I left MTV because like at that point we worked in the same building. I stole a few tapes because I was just like, fuck it. They're not going to like, I took like a Vile Tones performance that they had that someone had captured. And it's like still the like art, like the full sort of Much Music archives. I probably shouldn't be talking about this as a crime. I stole Bell Media property.
You're going to get swatted. Is there a Canadian version of swatting?
I don't know. I have nothing clever to say. But I do want to talk about the movie Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, which, like, I think this was sort of Gob's, like, I guess it wasn't quite American Pie because they didn't
all right.
themselves get to be placed in it.
In the movie.
But What to Do is featured quite prominently in this straight-to-TV Disney Channel movie featuring one of the aunts from Sabrina the
Count
Teenage
Krusty
Witch.
gets the girl alone.
And
says, come to my castle, my darling, and I will show you
Carradine,
wonders beyond imagination.
and,
She falls for that.
a kid who would
Still
go on
not,
to be like
Good
the
point.
musician slash.
Besides, he wants her to like him,
the kid who
right?
suffers from bipolar.
And when guys
on
want you to like
Degrassi.
them, they go wherever you.
Ooh.
Except that's like 5
Anyway,
miles
they get
from
into
here.
this. So they get into the older sister's like, I think like boyfriends.
Not a problem. Give me your phone.
Car, and because they're like cool older boys. Yeah.
Let's go. Wow, that
As they
boy
drive
still
through the
looks
carnival.
way too young to be driving.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Oh, that kid from
What's he
Degrassi.
drive?
Yeah.
First? I don't know. Some intense red sports car, but dude, we have to find my mom.
This kid is
As
way
soon as
too
the
young
concert's
to be an
over.
actor.
Forget your concert.
The kid in the jean jacket looks like such a baby.
Yeah. Well, he's really trying to stop his mom from dating. And this is like summer at the carnival. We're listening to Gob.
It works great in this context. I would argue it could even go in an even better movie. Well, they edited it.
I know,
Come on,
just pure
Duffy, You
outro.
gotta help us. We gotta go, man.
Man, Gob is so
Sorry.
good at outros.
Come on, Boomer.
The outro king's Gob.
Yeah. Is there any other placements? Is that like the main one?
That's the only one I could find, and admittedly, I found it because it's on the Wikipedia page.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you though, like because you kind of mentioned like they got the Hobbit of the boards himself, Lord Alge, to drip his Lord Algae all over the track, but
It's dripping.
and they obviously got a big name to direct the music video, and all these other things happened, but like. I grew up in BC. I lived outside. I mean, I lived one town over from Gob's hometown, Langley, in Abbotsford. It makes sense to me that I heard this song on 99.3 The Fox all the time. But was it on the radio when you were a kid in Etobicoke?
Yeah, I feel like this was on TV all the time. I feel like this was on the Edge all the time. So this is a song that even in prepping for this episode, I felt like I didn't need to listen to again.
Me too.
Because it was just like
totally, it's
fully
like,
etched in there.
It's in your DNA. That's interesting. Okay, because the other thing about it is, I remember being this age, and especially in the context of our old version of our show, but thinking about Enema of the State and feeling like they had slowed down and feeling betrayed by this band. But something about this song, like, you know, every pop punk radio song is a mid-tempo one with like lots of ride cymbal and stuff, and they don't do the fast beat. But for some reason, this song never felt like that. It still feels fast and pop punk. Like, it feels like a skate punk song still sometimes too.
I think the speed of the fills help. You know, it does that like numerous times.
Yeah.
Which I don't feel like you typically hear a fill that fast in a like a radio pop punk song. Like, think about it. When I Come Around, Basket Case has crazy fills, which is like part of what it's famous for, but it's even that's like mostly like it's all that speed because that's basically like the sort of classic Trey drum fill, right? You know?
Yeah.
Whereas this is, I think the fills make it sound more punk.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's definitely true. And also just kind of the guitar tone. I think this might be another one that they re-recorded for an American release or something, because there was this Gob 12-inch that I used to have actually called the FU EP, like F.U.EP. And it
because
was like,
that's what it shows up on, like on Genius, that's the art you get.
I know. And I used to have this as a promotional 12-inch that I played at my pop punk DJ night. If you listen to the earlier part of the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's that's such a funny cover too, because they've spray painted "Gob was here" on the side of a house, and then Theo's holding like a giant sledgehammer. Like, are they about to fucking destroy this house after spray painting it? They're gonna knock it down.
Damn, that's it. It was work that was only intended to be experienced for a brief period of time. That's like very
burnt to shine. It's like Gob's burnt to shine.
Exactly.
This picture of this FUEP cover really hammers home how much Theo seems like the British comic strip icon Beano, aka their Dennis the Menace. He really does have Beano energy. I also
the British have their own Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, it's different. His name's Beano. I think he's. I might be. I know I'm scared that everyone's. Yeah, he's also known. The comic strip's called Beano. He's so cool. He's way cooler than the American one. He's a fucking nerd. He's fucking badass.
Dennis the Menace and Nasher.
Doesn't that guy seem
Dennis
like Theo?
So hard, yeah.
I don't know if you have other stuff that you want to get to. I just really want to quickly talk about. So we've talked about the real lyrics, but for some reason, maybe it's because Gob's like popular but not popular. There's so many misattributed lyrics that are uploaded.
Yeah, no, that's it. I didn't get into the misattributed lyrics portion of the search.
This is like first page of Google results. Metro lyrics. What is this song? So this is credited as "What to Do" by Gob.
I hope someone used these lyrics in their cover.
Which I gotta say, I am also really struggling with title case with this song, because I think Exclaim Style Guide we would make the word "to" lowercase, but it looks weird as a 3-word song title. It just looks wrong.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes like aesthetics and rules, you know, they don't work together, and you have to decide for yourself who rules you.
I know, it's really is.
Is it rules or vibes?
I mean, look, I want to say it's vibes, but then the rules come creeping in. You know,
that's the thing. I mean, I feel the same way. Like, I would love to lie to you, but you know, I know the truth, right? For me.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just follow our vibe, at least for these lyrics of "What to Do" from Metro Lyrics. It's "What to Do" by Gob. I think you should read it, actually.
Okay. Come on in, sweetie pie. Have an apple, have some lie. Leave your friends, righteous and pathetic, standing at the door. On the books, all your bets favor headbands and cassettes, cigarettes, suffragettes, and bores. What to do? Sweetheart, you'll find mediocre people do exceptional things all the time. Oh, the ruin will do in your talented mind. Could have been a genius if you've had an axe to grind. When we moved to the city, it seemed the competition got so much less pretty.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. And this is actually a band that you've heard of, that this is. Oh. And that's even funnier. I don't know if you'll be able to guess.
Okay, There aren't a lot of bands that use the word sweetheart, so I'm going to go ahead and say it's Taking Back Sunday.
That's close. I don't think I've ever heard this song. I might not have ever even heard this band, to be honest. It's it's not even showing the title for you.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a Vimeo. Like, are we hearing it though?
Come on and
can you hear that?
Yeah.
The bald guy is the dead giveaway of what band this is. Normally they would be like doing choreographed dances on ellipticals.
Okay, so this is Okay Go. Damn, why aren't they doing anything wacky?
Maybe this is like an early track? All the wackiness is happening in the lyrics.
How's this band doing now?
Kind of a nice song.
Have things like worked out okay for them? Because they had a thing, a hard thing to sort of
How would they be doing in the TikTok era? That's kind of, have they been surpassed by it, or could they potentially thrive still if they just learned how to? Maybe they'd have to change their name to be more modern and even more abbreviated, like just be called K.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, should we do covers?
Let's do it, baby.
What we're going to see this week is really interesting. Is a lot of the artists have started contributing with one another too, so that's exciting to see. But yeah, okay. So let's start with Fish Tricks. What to do? Let's go. It's such a good lead. Wow. Amazing.
Oh my God.
That was so
okay,
good.
So that is exactly, what's tough is like now that we've been doing this enough and there are people who have contributed, almost every week, and you have sort of very specific expectations of them, is like Fish Tricks is an example of someone who they can't fuck up, because if they do,
it's over.
They'll be judged very harshly by
if
me.
they do, the whole show's going to be canceled because you fucked
exactly.
up.
I'm coming to this with like very high expectations. Same for this next one.
Yeah, Make Believe. Another person, Skylar, has contributed pure heat all the time, constantly. So let's hear what Make Believe has done with What to Do.
Okay.
There's like that little drop sound.
Yeah.
Something's on my mind. Something's changed sometimes. Sit around out here and think. Do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I don't have a clue with you anymore.
So there's still, there's over 2 minutes left.
I want to be like out in the world. That's out in the world music.
I don't think so. To me, that makes me feel like I'm right where I should be in my computer. Like, it makes me want to go into Second Life or something, or just like go even deeper into the computer.
It makes me want to be at like a day club in Las Vegas.
Oh my God, that's dark.
Yeah.
All right, up next is somehow they always worm their way early on. It would be such a different energy if it was later, but this is the shit poster of the gang who's we're using a new method too this week of listening, so we can't really rearrange as we go. So this is Be Left. This one is called What to Do About JT Apology for Firing Justice Minister Exposing Teats of War Profiteer Neo-Colonial State. This is the name of this one.
That's an interesting question, and I think that liberal voters will have to wrangle with that.
Well, let's find out right now.
Quelque chose dans mon esprit. Quelque chose change parfois. Je passe du temps ici et je pense. Savez-vous même ce qui se passe? Parce que j'ai accumulé de toi. J'ai un décès à l'intérieur, mais je sais que je vais bien.
This is really
Je passe du temps
Canadian.
ici et je pense.
Yeah.
Savez-vous même ce qui se passe? Car ce n'est pas possible pour rester. Avec toi jamais encore, la 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 la. Avec toi jamais encore, la 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 la.
Well, congratulations to everyone on becoming a Canadian citizen who's listening to this podcast.
That's like, you know,
You did it.
This shit poster that submits these things, they've reached the feeling now of what it feels like just to take an elevator to a medical office in Montreal. Like there would be a
Right.
screen playing that and you'd be like, yeah, that's just normal to me now, you know? So
Yeah, that's very specific type of Montreal experience. That's great.
Dude Ranch means come. See, you'll see here because we have a new submission form that everyone can access through the Patreon, but some of them didn't work, so I was, or people didn't know about it yet, so I was manually uploading some ones that were emailed to here, so they're in here. But I was struggling with the title case, so here I lowercased the 2, and it looks bad. I don't like that.
It doesn't look good. You got to uppercase that too. This is the right answer.
So this is DRMC, Dude Ranch means come.
Gobruary. Something's on my mind. Something's
Ooh, yeah. That's
around out here and think
I think I actually get the reference of this one. I think the guitar at the start was I'm Telling Tim from So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this is I'm Telling Tim.
Yo, look at you!
I know that
Big old punk fan.
that fucking sweep is so tight. I was actually I was just thinking about that song the other day. I do think I love that album actually.
This one with it's got a lot of ska on it, right?
Yeah, it does have a lot of ska that I don't know how I would hear that ska with my current ska favoring ears. At the time I didn't like the ska songs, but I think the pop punk songs are like killer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not one that I ever owned. So it's sort of it's a bit of a blind spot outside of what was it? There was a single. What's the big song from that one?
We can't go down this path right now. But that's what that was referencing. So I actually got one. So I think I do have skate punk cred after all.
There you go. But here's the problem. There's just more for you to lose.
It's true. Well, up next we got another return. Who this person was played last week because I missed it on the I Hear You Calling episode.
Yeah, this was very, very good.
Yeah, so it's the return of Gobruary.
Yeah, that's go, Brett. That's what we're pronouncing. Yeah.
Do you listen to Boney? I've barely ever heard Bon Iver. I've heard enough to kind of know what it is, but I've never really listened to it. It's not for me.
I get the broad strokes. Yeah, and I've heard the song with Taylor Swift.
It sounds like what the
and the Kanye songs.
It sounds like the cover of that Justin Timberlake "Man in the Woods" album looks like, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
totally.
Can't Hold My Liquor. That's a good Bon Iver song for sure. But other than that,
I think he does his best work with others.
Yeah. Okay. So here, but I think Gobruary is a lot better. So let's listen. And the person says another Gobruary cover. Admittedly, not as much of an obvious Bon Iver sound to this, but definitely some hints. So maybe the Gobruary Bon Iver listeners out there will be able to catch it. So let's.
Might be too subtle for you and I.
Exactly. This does not seem very subtle. This does sound like the Bon Iver that I know.
Yeah.
It's beautiful though. The sax is so good.
Incredible.
Something's on my mind. Something's changed sometimes. I sit around out here and think, do you?
It's beautiful. So again, these will show up on our Bandcamp on Monday. So,
every Monday, yeah.
So just, I don't know.
I look forward to it so sincerely. Like, I haven't had a chance to like listen to the B flat one yet because it just came out today. But it like goes in like the list, and so like at some point this week, I'm just gonna go for a massive walk and listen to the entirety of everyone's list. It's such a like very, very real treat.
It's kind of amazing to listen to the same song over and over again.
It's a really sick experience. Yeah,
it's really cool. Okay, another MVP. I mean, they're all MVPs, really. You're all my favorite children. I love you all, but I always love to see the name pop up. Clown College Dropout, who writes, "I think this further confirms my theory that Gob are actually a lo-fi indie band." Ooh, I can't wait to hear this.
Yep.
Something's on my mind, some things change sometimes. Sit around out here and think, do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I should have a clue with you anymore.
Okay, so that degree of like low register singing that is like super closely mic'd, that sounds like Magnetic Fields to me. I know we were talking about Magnetic Fields last week, but like that's got that real like,
yeah, I can hear that for sure.
You know,
definitely. Also, like,
from the like handful of Magnetic Fields songs that I've heard, I love the way that sounds.
Me too. That was beautiful, and especially the "Got a Wound Inside" really hits hard in that
yeah.
aesthetic zone. Got a wound inside. Whoa. I'm so sorry about your wound, Clown College Dropout. Let me come over here and cuddle me, and we'll read a zine together, all indie style. Up next, Bill and Sebastian. Of course, my favorite Bill Billingsley themed Bell and Sebastian pop punk parody band. You've heard it on Free Punk Lyrics. You heard it on I forget what episode, one of these, but apparently this one is less of a Bell and Sebastian reference, more of a Camera Obscura reference for those splitting indie pop hairs. But
good to know.
Yeah, for Sam especially, that's going to be
this is important. Yeah. Okay.
I'm dying. Yep. This is so beautiful.
Something's on my mind.
Come on.
Some things change sometimes. I sit around and think. Do
I actually can't even cope with this one. I mean, it's just I can't deal with that at all. I literally can't deal with it. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Why are you doing this to Josiah? This is not right.
That is too perfect.
It's emotional manipulation.
Weaving all of these layers of that's how I felt on the B flat one as well. The Dr. Bugman 31, the final track on the compilation, is this like 15-minute cover of B flat that is also a perfect acoustic composition that also weaves in Why Do I Have Blue Eyes from Globe Health Warning and also Vampire Weekend 2021. And it's like all of these narrative threads of my personal life where I listened to it twice today and I was like, this is too fucked up. Like it's my entire subconscious in song. And that's how I feel about this one too. It's like all the music I've ever loved at once from this delightful twee British man singing it. Like, get out of here with this. I'm mad.
That's tough. That's real tough, man. I hope you survive the rest of the night.
All right, Matthias Ayers. This person never gives any information. They always submit an MP3, even though I distinctly ask for a wave. And I still just play it because I'm on pushover and because it's always sick as hell. So let's listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do? Not play this? Oh, you want this person to follow the rules? I'm sorry.
Exactly. I mean, I want the tabs for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want like a YouTube to like play along tutorial.
All right, up next is Tender Hell. Here's the newest cover. It has middle of the night energy. We're almost there, I guess. I mean, it's a little earlier than usual right now. So it's not.
Yeah, we started earlier from fear of covers, but it's still. I mean, it's been dark for several hours.
I guess it's. I mean, maybe as we hit play, it will officially become nighttime. That's what I'm hoping for. Here's Tender Hell. Whoa.
Something's changed sometimes. I find out here and blink.
This is blowing my mind again.
Fuck even is that? How would you describe that?
I don't know. I feel like this is one of those ones where it's like modern music is really pushing past all of the bullshit tropes of being a music writer that I've relied on for the last 15 years. So
that's true.
Is that like,
oh no?
Is this like sophisti-pop or hyper-pop or something like that? I don't know. I need to learn. I need to either like just give up or find some new bullshit buzzwords to use, because that just sounded expensive to me. It sounded like expensive modern music.
Yeah. That's all I got out of it for sure. Oh my God, that's fucking good. I will say also, like, not the middle of the night here, but there is like a massive snowstorm incoming, and you can see it. Like the sky is just sort of like, it's happening actually. Like it's looking.
Yeah, we're about to get.
Like I've been waiting for it, and I like looked outside, and it's just like a wall of snow now.
It's not here yet, so I guess it'll come here soon. But maybe. Do you think the cover brought that on? That snow?
I think it did, because I before it started, I looked outside and I was like, I'll comment on the pending snowstorm, and then like literally looked out and it was just like this massive sort of fierce looking gust in front of my window. So I'd say it did. I'd say Tender Hell, you did it.
Okay, up next, Trokey. I don't know who they were on the Posse Cut, but this is their first time submitting since the Posse Cut, which is so tight. Something else that every once in a while, just like out of the blue, I'll just be like, damn, remember when we released like a half-hour rap opus for no reason like 2 months ago?
Yeah. And it was good?
It was somehow really good.
Like, not like consistently, like I'm not trying to like give it credit, like but it was good. It was a good, really long Posse Cut. From people who listen to a Blink-182 podcast. Like, that's impressive.
It's pretty impressive.
Unlikely.
So Trokey was thinking of doing kind of a Taylor Swift Red vibe, but they recorded on an 8-track cassette, and so it sounds like twee pop, which, you know what? Hell yeah.
Nobody's going to be mad.
Whoa. Oh, I can hear some Taylor in this.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes sit around out here and think.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
It reminds me of what's his name?
Does it remind you of
Tall Bachman?
More CanCon. I wonder if Trokey is Canadian or not. If not, that's a compliment.
Yeah, are you a Bachman?
But it did remind me of that too, but except in like more of like there's like this whole zone of like shit like that it all seems good, but I don't know any of it. Like it makes me think of like the people who didn't blow up, who are in the same realm as Tal Bachman. Like people, like it makes me think like every once in a while I'm like, I wonder if I should listen to the Ron Sexsmith albums, because I loved that Blue Boy one.
Yeah,
I think I would probably really like them. Like it just, it reminded me of that. Just like fucking sick singer songwriter who knows how to record music. that will just
it
be
definitely
around
did have
forever.
That red thing too.
Yeah, it totally did. Okay, up next, Mysteriously Hardcore. I think going for a full Gobruary run. Hell yeah!
Wow. All right.
This one felt rushed. They said. Well, I'm sure that only adds to the charm of Mysteriously Hardcore.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Something's changed. Sometimes I stand out here and think, do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue with you anymore. Got a wound inside.
That was incredible. That hit so hard. The wound part?
Oh my God. Sorry. I was like enjoying it and just got lost in it and let it play. That was just, I just had that playing the whole time. I'm sorry. I was like, this is it. Here I go. That was sick.
I was
just into that vibe. Sorry, I got lost in the sauce there.
It was so good. So good.
And I'm also very excited about this band name here.
So this, I think this is when I had to re-upload myself, but I'm pretty sure this band is
Once
called,
again, sorry, I do want to say I got lost. That Mysterious Day Hardcore really delivering on the promise of Mysterious Day Hardcore week after week. It's sick.
Someone's got to press that 7-inch, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so another great band name here.
Gob 2. With the numeral. With the cover of What to Do that I uploaded again to our little back-end website. Lowercase t, not working at all. I'm disgusted with myself.
But will I like the song? Probably.
Let's try to be less obvious that we're hitting play together.
I started already.
Oh.
I thought what you were doing. Hitting play, like. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
What is
it's
this?
rare for sequels to be better than the original, but I'm open to it.
Something's on my mind. Something strange.
Vocals?
That's like a real like Crash Test Dummies kind of baritone there.
Yeah, this one has like big alt radio energy, but in a good way. Like that synth lead is like.
Oh yeah, but like you some real like who is putting Whitey in the White House? You know? Those are the questions that cover makes me.
Yeah, it's so hard to not let it play through.
Just let him roll, right? Yeah.
But Monday.
But we have to wait like everyone else, Joseph.
I did this week too. I was so excited to hear, but I waited till today to listen, and it was really worth it. I've spent my whole. Now I just spend my whole
this together.
I spend my entire Monday just listening to like 80 Gob covers total between uploading it and then doing the pod. And you know what? I love every minute of it. Okay, this band.
Yeah, are you any regrets?
Another great band named Bog, which is of course if you want to do the math, but with alphabet or with spelling. What you do the English. It's called backwards. But
it's a math band, yeah.
So this is the beginning of the pattern that I've noticed, which maybe was someone else in here so far that I just forgot to mention. I don't know. But this is the beginning of the collaborators. So Matt from DRMC, Dude Ranch Means Come, provided the bass for this Bog cover.
Get in it, the Bog.
And it's 1:55. And it sounds fucking beautiful already.
I fucking hate that.
Is that
I'm
the
just
one
so
that's
mad about it because I just wish that song like existed in my life. Like I wish that was a song that like I could occasionally like every couple of years like remember and put on a playlist like High by Feeder, you know? Where it's just
Right.
like it's in your back pocket and periodically you're just like, I'm going up for like that feels like it should be that song. You know, like some
Yeah.
song you heard on, like it was never the biggest hit, you know, in the 90s, but you remember it. And when it comes on, you're like, oh, you're transported.
Well, I think speaks to the universality of these lyrics too, because some of them last week had the same energy, but the lyrics of B flat are like, I'll hold your books when we're walking home from school or whatever. It doesn't really like translate. Whereas this is vague
It
enough
worked
that
in the like super twee.
yeah, exactly. But this one, like this bog cover, yeah, that was just like a timeless emo rock classic, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, up next is the Golden Umbrella Stands, which is the guy who he records the cover without ever having heard the song or listened to the band. So this and he wants us to start at the 30-second mark for this one. So this is the Golden Umbrella Stands.
Skipping ahead, I'm there. Ooh, I love that like synth. Dope.
Yeah, it sounds great. Pretty much almost nailing it again. It's pretty close.
Fucking right. That's it. Gob's in the air. People just have the song in their bones.
There's that Gobruary feeling in the air.
Exactly. Gobruary storm rolling in.
Exactly. Okay. Speaking of Gobruary feeling, another MVP of the entire pod is, of course, Gob Killings, a.k.a. Todd Killings. One of the all-time greats of 155 music dumb. And, I mean, nothing much else to say. This is Gob Killings with What to Do.
Okay.
Something's on my mind. Something's changed sometime. I sit around out here and think. Do you even know what's going on? I sure don't have a clue with you anymore.
Well, basically exactly how good I assumed that would be.
What's that?
That was exactly how good I assumed that would be.
Exactly. That was like stanky and noisy, but also like so power pop and kind of glam again. And it did make me think maybe this song does have, beyond Screeching Weasel, it does have like a Pebbles or Nuggets kind of power pop feel to it. It does kind of feel like a power pop rarity, maybe. Very good.
Interesting.
Okay, Moonbrains, What to Do. And I added a note here that it was submitted by me from email. This must have been the first one that I submitted.
You're still really trying.
Notes for myself here. Okay, Moonbrains.
Something's on my mind. Something's changed sometimes. I sit around out here and think. Do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue with you anymore.
This is a lot of like late night vibes here.
Yeah.
Storm.
Oh, that's hard to stop. There's still, 2.5 minutes of that. Who knows what's going to happen when the storm will hit musically, so to speak.
Wow, that was good. That was good. Your musical, music reviewer chops are coming back.
Yeah, well, you got to be more metaphorical when you don't know how to categorize things based on what the kids are doing, you know. So that's kind of just taking the long route this time rather than knowing what to say. Up next is long.
You got to drive the roads you're comfortable with, you know.
Long Beans Gob Sore. There's a cute long message here. I'm trying to see. Couldn't get a good guitar take for the life of me, so all the guitar parts are really messily pieced together, but I'm glad that I get to participate in the Gobruary festivities with the Naish by submitting a something. I only know a handful of Gob songs that my older brother downloaded when I was a kid. That's cute. And it was their 1-year podversary, so they felt appropriate to send it.
Oh, and they wished us a happy family day, which... Josiah, I didn't do when we started the call. I should have said, "No, you don't get Family Day in Quebec.
No, I'm
just have like
about it.
Batista Day or whatever." But of course, here in Ontario, it is Family Day, where you celebrate with your pod family.
There should be a different pod family day. I think that's a good idea.
I think to recognize, supremacy over the traditional family.
I like this band name Long Beans Gob Sore. I'm excited to hear this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving these messy guitar parts stitched together.
Yeah, I just like that dun 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 dun, like it's
Something's on my mind.
Yeah.
Something's changed sometimes.
Yes. Yes. This one rules.
Yeah, this is insane.
Oh. Thank you, Long Beans Gobsore, and I hope that is your birth name, your real name.
Yeah, that's a legal name for sure. That's on a birth certificate.
Okay, there's very little info here, but we got Trevor Impersonator back at it again. That was a Damn Daniel reference by accident. Trevor Impersonator, let's go.
I don't think you should be ashamed. Damn Daniel is still I think it's funny.
Me too. I think it's cool, actually.
As a person who hangs out with a Daniel.
You must say it all the time.
All the time.
Something's on my mind.
Okay.
Something's changed sometimes. I sit around out here.
Trevor, what are you impersonating? It sounds like you're not you found something all your own.
What's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue with you anymore.
It's so underwater sounding.
Damn, Trevor. Bringing it back.
Why did it sound like luau music, but also kind of Lynchian and backwards and upside down?
The Lynchian luau. Yeah, that's a place I'd like to be.
Lynchian luau. So the reason that someone had earlier said it was their 1-year podiversary is because last year on Valentine's Day we did the Blink-182 "I Miss You" episode with Phil Elverum of Mount Erie fame.
Oh, big episode.
Big day for everyone. And so this next one...
big draw.
This next one plays into that. This is the Gob Screens, who's written, "I borrowed the drums. I wonder if Elverum had ever heard Gob." Because it's what to do, no flashlight. So there's some stolen Mount Erie drums from No Flashlight on this one. Let's go.
Damn.
Something's on my mind. Something's changed sometimes. I sit around out here and think. What's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue.
Wow.
Once again,
is that what Mount Erie sounds like?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, once again, we're just kind of weaving together these things that no one ever would have thought to weave together before.
I think I finally have to check out Mountaineering.
We've spent the last hour and a half talking about Much Music VJs, and then now this fella here has taken some stolen drums from Mountaineering and turned it into a Gob cover. I mean, that's just beautiful. If you don't think that that's beautiful, then I don't know what to tell you.
It's true. Yeah. We're doing something very specific here, and we're doing it together.
Exactly. All right. Up next, Kristen. Oh my God. Commitment Phobe absolutely crushed it on I Hear You Calling. This is produced by Matt, aka Avenue Du Snark, who has that Twitter handle because Avenue Du Park, which is where I live, because I live in Matt and Kristen's old apartment. And this is Commitment Phobe.
Broke into the apartment.
Man, that song is so good. I love that song.
So good. I will say this, having thrown it on like at like karaoke, once or twice, it is 5 minutes long. Like Old Apartment is a lot of song. Yeah, and it's just the same verse and chorus repeated over and over again, which is like fine, but at some point you're like, gotta change the song.
In my opinion, that's that band's only good song, so I'm okay with it.
That's outrageous.
All right, let's listen to Commitment Phobe. Whoa! Okay. Whoa. Holy shit.
Incredible.
This is amazing. Kristen's voice is so dreamy, and then that production is so detail oriented. Good Lord.
That's, also like not quite luau, but I feel like there's maybe that's like the with the guitar effects, like that's just more lynchy. There's something something about that feels like it could be performed like,
It's true. I think it's because it's like it's like going for the Phil Spector or Brian Wilson sound, but it's still made on a computer, so it kind of there's a hint of Twin Peaks season 2 or Fire Walk with Me music to it.
Right? Yeah, totally.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, specifically, folks, Fire Walk with Me. Yeah.
But damn, that made me want to go surfing with my friend, the guy from the surf band that was on the pod once that I don't remember.
Person Dave.
Who cares? Whatever. Up next is Greenlaw, Brooks, and Robinson. What an amazing band name.
That's my favorite. Yeah, anytime I'm injured in an accident.
That's because this is a collaboration between Shoes Robinson, Holly from the song, and her husband Simon, a.k.a. Babbling Brooks. I guess that's what their name is together. They do a Babbling Brooks, and then Ryan Greenlaw, a.k.a. Dionea Spouse. So this is like some heavy hitters all the time. So, I'm excited, but I also think, the pressure's on. You're gonna put that kind of a heavy hitter team together. You better hit it out of
this is like how many super groups have delivered on the promise of the super group?
Chickenfoot. That's the only one I know, really. That's the only super group I've ever. Oh, isn't there one that's like the Stone Temple Pilot guy's son, and then Rob Trujillo's son, and like there's like a new super group that's like a bunch of like 14-year-olds whose dads are all like Hard Rock Cafe guys. That one's probably good. Never heard it, but
okay.
Yeah, let's hear if this. So the Green.
I like Tweeter and the Monkey Man, but I don't think I know any other Traveling Wilburys songs.
Yeah. What? Isn't there like a pop punk super group, or isn't like the Masked
Junior Battle?
The Masked Singer, is that what they're called? The Masked
Singers. Yeah.
Masked Intruder, isn't that like secretly a super group of Fat Wreck? I've never heard.
No,
them.
I think that was like the rumor for a while, and it was just all people who like were bass players in less popular bands or something.
I would never listen to that band unless you sign up for Patreon and you force us to. But
interesting. Patreon.com/155pod. Greenlaw, Brooks, and Robinson. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Okay, it's a call. Okay, it's a clap. I got it. I hit play.
when it's not super obvious, you just end up talking over the intro by accident. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is super. Okay. All right.
Something's on my mind.
Oh my God.
Something's changed sometime. I sit around out here and think.
Shoes Robinson is so clever with the production.
I love the like backmasking thing that happens. It's so
What?
What's going on with you? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue.
Okay, I mean,
okay. Well,
we're gonna start banning some of you from submitting if you're gonna be doing things like that.
It's not right. And looking at the Wikipedia list of musical supergroups, I feel confident saying that Greenlaw, Brooks, and Robinson is the first good one.
Other than Chickenfoot, I agree.
Yeah. But, because, are you going to tell me that Fantomas, who even is that, is better than this?
Isn't that a Mike Patton one? I think that's Mike Patton.
It's Mike Patton, Buzz Osborne, Dave Lombardo.
Oh, disgusting.
You see, like that's yeah, like just you don't need it. Some of these are just bands with a few popular people in them.
Yeah.
Do you think the Breeders is a super group? Anyway, that was fucking fantastic.
That was unbelievable. I can't wait to listen to the last 2 minutes of that on Monday. Up next, Gob is Real with What to Do.
I love that guitar lead effect. I'm trying to think what song it reminds me of.
Yeah. Whoa. This is beautiful.
So sick. What is that guitar effect? It's so specifically evocative of something. Is it not the way that they're playing the lead? Are you hearing that at all?
I mean, are you asking what it reminds you of musically?
I'm asking you to tell me what it reminds me of.
It sounded like the Breeders or something, or like I don't know. It did sound like something.
Listen, Gob is Real. I assume you are in the Discord. So if you can on Thursday when this comes out, just at me and tell me what it is.
Yeah, and I just want to say to everyone, like,
does it remind you of something when you did it?
I love when everyone comes in and talks about their covers. Like anyone, we do hang out on the Discord on Thursdays in particular, and we secretly or not so secretly lurk it pretty much all the time. But on Thursdays when this comes out,
but Thursdays when like we want to talk about it.
I want to hear I don't want to hear about the factoids that we got wrong because I don't care about that, and I think you're fucking.
This is not a show about factoids.
You're a nerd for remembering that, but I do want everyone to tell me about how they did their covers because I agree that was so cool.
I don't know how people are doing some of this shit.
That was really clever to like not really play the individual notes, but to just mimic the lead by doing bends and stuff. That was fucking smart. Okay, up next is Bozo Nightmare with What to Do. And they've said, let's make Gobruary extend to March, a.k.a. Gorch.
Gorch is good. That's good.
Okay, let's hit play on it now.
I like this reimagining of it, just like bringing those like nice long notes early on.
Something very strange and disorienting about it, and how they said, "I'm not sure what to do with you anymore." I don't know. There was something about it, how they've said the phrasing that was just so disorienting in such a cool way. And I loved hearing skate punk that's so lo-fi too. That's so cool.
Yeah, totally. That was sick.
Okay, up next, Teen Jazz. How I spent my Valentine's Day. Apologies and shout out to my wife, Angela. But to be fair, Valentine's Day happens every year, and Gobruary is a once-in-a-lifetime celebration. Or is it every year? Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Sam already played a snippet of Ming Tran, so that's one we can't do next year. So
sorry, I've salted the earth.
Here's Teen Jazz. Whoa. That drum loop is... Or is that real drums?
I don't know.
Is that a rental?
It sounds like Teen Jazz sounding a lot like Mark Hoppus in the vocal delivery here.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like not quite there, but there's like certain words.
There's like a lived-in pop punk sound to the voice.
Well, I feel like that was probably worth ignoring your wife for.
I do want to say, last time Teen Jazz was on the pod, we pretty much just talked the entire time about how it sounded like a divorced MRA rap. And so I really fought myself from saying that sounded like Everlast with the hip-hop drums and the acoustic. But I do want to say, Teen Jazz is like an all-time talent. Like the amount of genre switches that Teen Jazz is doing all the time. And like, it's like ridiculous.
Teen Jazz did the I Was a Teenage Anarchist Dream.
Yeah.
From which I listened to all the time. I listened to that regularly. So the breadth, like to be able to do that and then to also do like an extremely sick mashup. That's talent.
That's Teen Jazz, baby. Yeah. Angela's a lucky lady. I'll say that much. Okay, up next is Dr. Bugman 31, one of the sweetest, most charming indie artists of our time, with one of the best kind of forum posting names, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
So apparently, after the 16-minute magnum opus last week, aforementioned, definitely everyone go check it out. It's beautiful. But Dr. Bugman 31 wants to make things a little bit easier. So this is a single take, Paul Barabeau style cover. Ooh.
Okay.
Something's on my mind, something's changed sometimes. I sit around out here and think, do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue with you anymore. Got a wound inside, and I know I'm fine. I sit around out here and think, do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I can't stand to hang out or even be with you anymore. With you anymore.
Just so lovely. Such a great way of reinterpreting the melody. I was delighted.
And some beautiful little guitar chords in there, like not just playing the bar chords. There's some little flourishes in there, some little tasty bits in there.
I feel flourished. I feel
flushed. I feel. I need to get back on horny Twitter. Okay, Rockers DJ In is another Naish collab. This is Vampire Crack and Teenage Stan Club.
Yes, oh man. This is like the Judgment Night soundtrack, right? Where just titans are coming together.
And not only that, but it says Fest Voice for Life. So I think you're gonna like this one,
okay.
Sam. So let's get our best Fest ears on to listen to this one. Fest
Always.
Voice.
Yeah. Oh, just imagine being in a storage unit. I feel like it just has. We woke up the only straight edge or sober person to drive us out to the edges of town because we heard Broadway Calls is doing an all gob cover set energy, and they were, and it was great.
I feel like even the snare had fest voice. Like it was so beautifully blown out in such a nice way.
That's what I mean. It's like the feeling of walking up to like a storage unit,
Yes.
Being like, okay, here we go.
Beautiful.
I just want to be drinking so much Natty Ice right now.
Don't make me like fest stuff, please. Rockers DJN. Sam could never, but Vampire Crack and Teenage Stand Club might trick me.
Yeah. I see. Listen, it's fine. I know my place.
All right, up next we got Normalcy. My name is Maud from Chicago. This is my first time submitting a cover. I've been kicking myself.
Yes, hello, Maud.
I've been kicking myself for not doing the Avril Lavigne song ever since the app dropped. Since I had the free time. I was thinking, well, are these EPs? No, they're comps. I was getting confused. Okay. But anyways,
it's fine, man. It's been a long day of doing only this for you. Like, I understand.
But I wanted to say the significance. Something we haven't really talked about a lot is that Craig, who is the bass player in Gob during this music video at this time, and then also Tom, both did go on to play in Avril Lavigne's band around the time she blew up. So you are kind of covering Avril Lavigne.
You're basically getting to do an Avril cover, yeah.
So here's Normalcy with What to Do. I mean, this would have sounded great as an Avril Lavigne song too, but
I love that specific drum.
Yeah.
Some things change sometimes. I sit around out here and think, do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue with you anymore.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, that's so nice.
Yeah. I feel like everything with that, is that flange or chorus? I'm sorry, because I'm not a effects person.
I actually don't know. I think it's chorus.
But it's that's giving everything that kind of David Bowie mysteriously walking through a room and Firewalk with Me energy. It's so good.
It's so true. Yeah, that was amazing.
That was sick. That was so great for a first submission. Thank you for getting to it. And I think we do want to keep doing sort of the occasional stream, right, where we kind of wrap things up for the period of time and maybe do listen to stuff that was sort of unfinished. So for other people who got a half finished Avril cover, or now a half finished Gob cover, we're going to have opportunities, I think, to
maybe. I mean, maybe we're saying that, not meaning that you should cover all the songs we've done so far.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. Sorry. Thank you, Josiah. I appreciate that.
Up next, we got Jake Rolfe, who has I say this about everyone, but Jake has been absolutely killing it with all of these. Jake did, it's funny, something that happened
Jake is a name we look forward to seeing for sure.
Yeah, there was this Pod Magic thing where I think it was I Hear You Calling, previous guest of the pod and friend of the pod, Menno, from Royal Mountain Records in Colorado.
Records,
yeah, I was trying to remember the label. He commented when we released that episode that he was like, "Oh, I heard that I Hear You Calling was originally an Oasis tune, and the episode hadn't come out to the public yet, but Jake had covered it in the style of Oasis. So it was just this Pod Magic moment of just kind of nailing it. So Jake's been crushing it on all fronts. So I'm excited to hear what Jake has to do this week. What Jake to do.
How long are you going to keep doing that? Because I keep stuttering, pressing play. Because I'm I think you're starting.
I started it now.
Well, Jake has. Fuck!
Something's on my mind. Some things change sometimes. I sit around out here and think.
This intro almost sounds like the Underworld song.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? 'Cause I
Is Jake Rolfe born Slippy?
have a clue with you anymore.
Oh, God. Obscene. Illegal. Shouldn't be allowed.
Very good, Jake. And also, I just think of Jake Rolfe as being kind of a fictional dog, like Ralph from the Muppets.
I also think of Jake Rolfe as being a fictional dog.
I'm sorry, that's kind of a weird thing to say about someone's real name.
Because it's Ralph, I guess, right? I don't know. Yeah,
Must be.
but I don't think of Ralphs as being dogs.
Just something about Jake Rolfe. I'm sorry. I mean this as a compliment, Jake, but I guess I'm just wanting to be transparent with you that my first instinct was to say good boy after that finish. And then I thought I can't say that without explaining why I have this urge to say that. So
you made it much worse, actually, in the process.
Up next is Sparkling Water. This is kind of like a field recording or something.
On my
Yeah. Oh.
Some things change sometimes. Sit around out here and think.
Wow. That really plays into the magic of sort of Gob's ability to make everything feel like a snippet or a glimpse. Just to end with a sit around out here and think, and that's it? That was fucking deep. Give Sparkling Water give it some arts funding, a grant or something. I mean,
there should definitely be an honorary degree bestowed for that, for sure.
That cover needs an artist statement on a plaque that says something about challenging our notions of space, because that's what was happening for sure.
Well, I don't really understand space anymore. I've been challenged for sure.
Well, continuing being challenged, up next is Gobsidian, which is the ongoing Rocks How person, what to do in the aftermath of a nuit ardente. So, I mean, does anyone else understand what's going on with this rock thing? I'm not really sure, but there is a PowerPoint slide to go along with it as well. So let's put this on.
Okay.
Something's on my mind. Some things change sometimes. Sit around out here and think. Do you really know what's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue.
Bringing that harmonica in, eh?
Yeah, I was shit-talking the harmonica last week, but it sounds pretty nice, actually.
It sounds real nice. That's some lovely Monica.
The art that goes along with this that I'll post on our Instagram when the comp comes out is very psychotically. It does look like a university infographic, but also looks kind of like something that someone who's kind of gone off their meds and is sending handwritten letters to City Hall would make at the same time.
Yeah.
It has both.
I feel like looking at this, I'm learning about how breathing while wearing a mask like creates learning disabilities or something.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it looks like something Larry Heather would share, where I'd be like, damn, I want to screen cap this, but it's just one step too far for me to repost this.
I don't want to, you know what? No one would really laugh at this.
All right, the teen presidents, what to do? What does this one sound like?
It kind of sounds like All the Small Things.
I was thinking of that too.
It's like if All the Small Things was written by the Rentals.
Yeah.
Like it's so like it feels like a demo of like what would have been like the biggest Rental song.
That's true.
Like that would have been bigger than Friends with P.
Yeah, it had that like
Friends of P.
Friends. The P. I was trying to think of another. Friends.
Because if you're down with me, then you're down with me. Friends on P. That was so cool, though.
Yeah, I loved it. It had that. Yeah, the half tempo, like kind of downstroking energy. It was super badass.
Yeah.
Okay, Tightrope Tiger. 7 different versions. Still don't know what to do. I think Tightrope Tiger was really struggling this week trying to. Some people are. I love it. I love knowing that like we say what song we're doing, and instead of someone being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna slap together some bullshit," people are like, "I need to fucking create my masterpiece." And so
I'm gonna construct 7 different versions of this song. Like sick.
That's crazy. Tightrope Tiger. What to do? Oh my God.
Something's on my mind, something's changed sometimes. I sit around out here and think, do you even know what's going on? 'Cause I sure don't have a clue with you anymore.
7 times the charm. I mean, like with the xylophone.
Yeah, that's. I don't even know what to say. That was so charming. That was beautiful.
Was like really, really lovely.
You walk a tightrope, Tiger, is what I'll say.
That was fine. That was good.
It wasn't very good.
I thought between the two of us, we nailed it.
in terms of perfunctory banter, I think we fucking crushed it. Absolutely.
Absolutely. The Kings.
All right, we're going out with who we usually start with. If you click that pic there, you'll see this is just for you to prove that they are, in fact, what they claim to be.
Oh, my goodness. That's a real baby.
It's a real baby. It's a real baby, Tyler.
This is an actual baby performing.
So let's hear what this little baby boy, little baby cutie, little baby boy has to say. What to do.
I do struggle to believe that a baby is this good at guitar. A baby could sing, sure.
That's true.
Small hands to get around the fretboard.
And the baby seems to be getting into good harmonies as well lately.
That's the thing. It's like this is like advanced, at least toddler level guitar player. I feel like there are. Baby Tyler is one of these people that's contributed, I think, almost every week. And I can't wait to listen to like a year's worth of like individual people's covers.
I
right?
know, yeah.
Like listen to a year of like Jake Rolfe covers. Like, you know, there's just like really interesting trajectories happening with people. That's so good. And that's what to do.